It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. No, get out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!
What's happening? I thought we would start that off a little late tonight.
Yeah. The bloopers are funny.
Oh, the bloopers are great because you know when you're out there at times you start hearing things, and if you have Bigfoot, on the brain,
Hmm.
and you hear what sounds like step, step, step in your mind, you're like, there is an 8-foot, 800-pound hairy MF behind me, and he's about ready to go to jar this up. And then you turn around to see a chipmunk hopping along to. So your mind will
great.
mess with you a little bit when you're out there looking for that stuff.
Right.
How are the two of you doing?
It was a long week.
Mm-hmm. It was.
It has been a long week. That our inside joke will be the day the insulation flu kind of wrecked me. So it's been catch up ever since then.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get more snow. Yay.
Oh yeah, it got downright cold now. Now it feels like Michigan. Hopefully we don't. Not to pick off Mr. Craig if you're watching, but I hope we don't get any more.
Yeah, honestly, it's all his fault anyway.
It is. He is the new scapegoat.
He is.
Frank Ariel Fournier. Hello. The Shadowlands. Hello. Got people rolling in. Bunch of names I don't recognize. So welcome to the show.
Nice.
We're going to talk a little fitness and Elze to my. Can you shout me out? Hey, you just got one. So consider yourself shouted out. Fitness channel. That's what you're on for the moment. Shadoins, we're going to be talking workouts. We're going to be talking workout splits. After we already started with a whole New Year's resolutions thing, we started with you got your gym starter kit by now, so you have everything you need besides your gym membership to get started. So the workouts tonight. Boy, if you go on YouTube and type in workout split,
Yeah.
imagine the numbers of stuff you're gonna find out. So
They have you believing you got to work out like Sam Sulik or Ronnie Coleman to get any results, and that's just not true.
exactly. So if you had to pick And we'll just say if they have a web page or YouTube channel, or even just TikTok, if you had to pick one person to follow and take advice from, who would it be?
For me, it would be Ilona. Her handle is Shakara Transformations. She's fantastic. No BS, to the point. Work smart, not hard.
That was a good one. And I forgot. She actually does not only point out when somebody's doing something wrong, but how to correct it.
Oh, yes. Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's great. I've followed her since she started YouTube, and now she's got a lot of followers.
Shadoyans wants to know how we doing.
We're a little chilly here, but other than that, I wonder where is everyone from?
Yeah, where's everybody else from that's chiming in here tonight? Because it's like, what, 14 out right now here in Michigan?
Yeah, you.
If we're lucky. Holly, who would you follow? You gotta pick one.
I don't have anyone specific.
No?
I just follow a lot of people that I do powerlifting meets with and just kind of watch what they're doing and a lot of what my coach does. So I don't follow anyone in particular. Just the powerlifting community of the local downstate.
I picked a really good one because when I had chosen mine, I didn't think about the fact that, because I would pick Jordan Peters. It's trained by JP if you go look. But the fact he doesn't actually instruct on correcting exercises, this is a workout splits.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
That's a big one. You can tell people how they should be working out, but if you can't actually show them or give, corrections, then what's the point? Because I know for Holly, when she had her previous coach, she didn't get proper corrections that she needed. And when she got her new coach, it's like magic.
That's because I wasn't allowed to videotape and share my workouts. So,
Yep.
look, we got another one. You want to do this one, Mel?
Treya Jones. And I have no idea what SC3TE is supposed to mean, but thanks for being.
There's your shout out. Next. Yeah. Boy, to pick one on exercise form. We almost have
there
to
is Watt University too. He does okay.
I guess I would go with Mike Van Wyck. I know his content isn't for everybody, especially when you get into the language. But with his idea of, I sent you one of his videos the other day.
Yep.
About the difference between movement and swinging.
Yeah.
Movement, there's definitely a difference between that.
Yes. He does point out a lot of things. I do think that is a smart choice too. Because you need some people with the old school mentality of keeping things simple. 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is not 3.
I think what a lot of people make mistake when trying to figure out their splits, when they're trying to process, okay, what's the best bang for my buck? How am I going to get fit? They start following, anybody who's advanced, your bodybuilders, your fitness competitors, and they think, okay, they're doing this, so this is what I'm going to do. But what they fail to forget is they're doing these things now, but that's not what got them there. You want to do the workouts that started them in order to make the progress to reach them. So that was why I thought tonight would be a good topic on, workout splits and splitting it into like beginner and intermediate, and if people make it to advance. And because your beginner workouts, you could make that last a very long time. I mean, your best gains are within your first 6 to 12 months. So
Hmm. Absolutely. I mean, when it comes to beginner gains, I mean, you get a lot of people that go in there under the assumption that they have to go in and, pretty much kill themselves. You have to do all of these circuits, you have to do some sort of hit workout where you're really expending a lot of energy. And I understand, and Holly gets this too as a female. You want to get in there and lose as much weight as possible. Like, that's the goal, lose a bunch of weight. But really, it works against you in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
right. And the other thing too is when they're working out, and why I asked about who to follow was, this is your prime time to learn and where you should form all your good habits. Depending on who you're watching, if you Mel brought up an exercise that I had completely forgotten about the other day, the drag curl, which is an excellent bicep movement. But if you watch somebody who's doing it wrong, it does nothing for you. So if you start getting into that habit right off the bat, then you're going to have somebody train you and break those bad habits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You lose a lot of time that way. I mean, the video I watched one last night, and then when the guy did it, it was like it did nothing. He literally just stopped short of where the curl would actually come into play. And then he came back down. Oh, we're going to do this 21 style. And it's like, oh my God, you are such a wonder. You have
Even
to,
when people do them as 21s, they don't do them properly. They pick a weight that's too heavy, and they inevitably, just like you were just discussing, they swing. They don't properly move the weight as they're supposed to with that movement. So it's defeating the purpose.
yeah, and then they get into the habit of, and I've always complained. You used to be able to go up and correct people, but you can't do that anymore. Like when you're trying to do like a bicep curl, I can't see that. But people will get to the point where their elbows come under their wrist. So if you can imagine, their forearm is straight up and down at that point. So now there's no mechanical touch whatsoever. And you can sit there and rest all day and not get anything. And when people do 21s, they'll do that. They get to swing at the bottom where their arm is still bent. They're basically doing a hip thrust just to get the bar off. Like nothing to reach the bicep. And then they think they got 7, and then they go 7 halfway up.
Yep.
They're moving their arms back and forth, so it never straightens. And it's like, you just did 21 nothing.
It's similar to, I know, with powerlifting. I mean, Holly, you see people doing deadlifts all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the ineffectiveness of what they're doing.
Yep. Yeah. It kind of drives me nuts. Well, no, what drives me nuts is the squat depth. Lift them not.
Yeah,
That drives me nuts.
yeah, full range of motion is a thing. If you're only going down about 45 degrees, you might as well just not even bother doing it at all.
It's the videos too, because you shouldn't have so much a crap load of weight on the bar and not really squatting. You should start with low weight and get your form down before.
Perfect
It's
advice.
important.
Form weight, form before ego.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Learn your good habits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So when people ask me, especially when they first start, and they start asking for their, first workouts for their first program, if you will. First thing I do is ask them, how many days you're going to be in the gym? Well, I'll be here 4 to 5. I'm like, no. How many days will you actually be here?
Mm-hmm.
That you was 100% solid. If you say 4 to 5, I'm guessing you might make it 3. So
Yep.
be honest with yourself. and know that if something comes up, how many days will you be here? And then that's when I break the workout up.
Yeah, I mean, people get this preconceived notion from social media that if you're not in the gym, 5, 6, 7 days a week, beating the crap out of your body, that you're not going to see results. And that's just not, that's not correct.
Right.
You do that and it's going to cause a lot of issues. What channel about?
Charlie, what channel about? This is fitness, nutrition, and a whole lot of stuff. Tonight we're covering beginner workouts or programming in general, because he didn't ask, is this a carnivore diet channel? No, but
Absolutely not.
we will cover that at some point. Because does it work? Yeah. Are the side effects worth it? No.
Mm-mm.
So sorry, Charlie. Oh, remember that
Oh,
jingle?
sorry.
Didn't mean it.
The irony.
Sorry, Uncle Charlie. We won't be covering carnivore tonight, but stay tuned. It'll be coming up.
Yes. Did we miss anything?
Plus 150 pounds in carnivore.
Good for you.
It does work, but at some point you have to get off it and worry about those arteries being clogged and things like that. So
Yeah, just
now,
like keto.
Charlie, the hardest part is maintaining it while coming off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you hold that weight about 3 months before you start.
Reverse dieting inevitably.
Yep. So congratulations.
Yes, that is awesome. 150 pounds is a lot.
That's amazing.
You just lost a 14-year-old child, so
It's true.
$700. What?
Barry, Anthony, no idea.
Anyway, so I'm glad chat's here. Thank you all for joining. We actually have a few people in here, so
Very cool.
it's always ladies first with me. Like, not that I'm chivalrous, but just seems respectful.
Yeah.
Holly, when you first came in, how did you figure out what your workout split was going to be?
When I started out boot camp class, I have to be, I realized writing everything I did, I like structured and being told what to do for my workouts. So once my boot camp came, I joined the gym and I just did whatever. I don't know what I was doing. I was flipping tires and slamming the hammer on the tires and the sled. And I did a lot of YouTube, followed some Instagram people. And then when Jenny posted videos of her workouts, I would copy those workouts.
Nice.
So that's how I started. And then I did her 5 to 6 week challenge, actually. And then went into doing a mock powerlifting meet and then went full blown into powerlifting.
Wow.
But
what made you decide to do powerlifting? Because Jenny's stuff was more kind of like circuity kind of stuff. So what kind of like pushed you into powerlifting?
Well, my first coach, she actually was lifting like early morning at the gym, and she was lifting a bunch of weight. So I would watch her and I'm like, man, I really, really want to lift like that. It's so cool. So then I started talking to her about it. And then she's like, oh, we're going to do a mock powerlifting meet in Newaygo. So then I just started. I had no idea what I was doing as far as depth or form or anything because I was never taught. Right. So I just started training that stuff. And then after the mock meet and I did good, I just asked her if she would be my coach. And so she did a lot of I would squat once a week. I would deadlift once a week. I would bench once a week. And then I would do a lot of circuit work, a lot of cardio.
Yep.
It would take me 3 hours. It was like 2 hours of just cardio, kind of like cardio and HIIT workouts. And it was horrible. So then I got then I had a falling out with her, and then I got my second coach, who is a national coach, who I told him my goals. He corrected my form for my squats because that was a big issue. And now I do whatever he tells me to do. And I squat and bench every Monday. I set my workouts as like an appointment. So I get up, get my kids, help get kids off to school, and I go in and I squat, bench, and do accessories on Monday. Tuesday I deadlift, bench, accessories. Wednesday I squat, my heavy squats, bench, accessories, and then Thursday I deadlift and accessories. So I have improved my totals tremendously than what they were before. I was stuck at 135 for my bench for years. Years.
Yep. Takes time.
Mm-hmm. Well, it
Takes time to figure it out.
Takes a good, you hire the right person.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing if somebody's trying to figure out the workouts, but if you got the cash laying around or they offer a consultation, take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you talk to them and you don't necessarily hit it off, it's still more information that you can with you and try it. And if some of it works, you keep it. If what doesn't work, you trash it.
Yep.
And if nothing else, it warms you up to the gym itself and kind of like the community there and the, different personalities that you might see at the gym too, and figure out if that's the gym you want to be at and if that's even the way you really want to work out too, because there's other stuff and none of us do CrossFit, but that's an option too.
That was when Holly, and for those who don't know, Jenny was a former manager at a gym where we worked out. So when she was doing her social media stuff, but when Holly said she got inspiration from that, I'm like, oh man, thank the Lord she made the right choice for powerlifting and didn't go CrossFit.
No.
Well, what they reminded me of was we're CrossFit.
Does
There's another word for CrossFit, but we can't say it on the air.
Yeah.
Her videos helped me do like things properly though. So like I would watch her, I would have her video on repeat while I was actually doing the exercise. So then I knew I was doing it right. Because I had no clue what I was doing. So like I would do her split squats, her hip thrusts, her it was a lot. And her 5 to 6 week program that she challenged your butt. I mean, it was like accountability, it was like progress pictures, it was the whole 9 yards. And I ended up winning that too.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
I did.
Cool.
Yep. I lost the most weight. I think it was like 15 pounds, but I was consistent and it was check-ins, weekly check-ins.
Interesting.
Yeah.
3 pounds a week. That's pretty good.
That is good.
Roughly.
Yeah. That's very good.
It was the progress pictures of like sending her pictures of like me and just a sports bra was kind of out of my comfort box, but I know it needed to be done.
Yeah. Accountability in many different ways does get results.
Mm-hmm.
No, what was your first split? What did that look like?
A nightmare. I fell into the whole, I'm going to, destroy my body every single time I go in, and I'm going to do so many different things, thinking the more I did, the quicker my body would recomp and I'd lose weight. And I'm not saying I didn't lose weight, but the rate at which I was getting injuries was not good. I did a lot of treadmill. I was doing a lot of accessory workouts. I was not comfortable doing the compound lifts because I didn't know what I was doing. just like Holly was talking about. I had no clue, no one to show me. Actually, back then it was funny. I always, like, when I decided to like start squatting, I did it with the Smith machine. And at one point, Mark was going to that gym back then, and he goes, "Why you always squat with a Smith machine?" I'm like, "Isn't that what you're supposed to do?"
It's the fear of falling over. I started squatting with a box. I did box squats because it's the fear of falling backwards.
That wasn't even it for me. I was just repeating the shit I saw online.
Mm-hmm.
Online, they were all saying, use the Smith machine for everything. I even was using it for benching. And now I make fun of Craig for benching with the Smith machine and his stupid slingshot. But anyway, yeah, no, I was not nice to my body. Beginner gains are a thing. And if you work smarter, not harder, you're going to reap the benefits of beginner gains.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of screwed myself out of that, but you live and learn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to read Arnold's book and really figure out what I was doing.
I wonder how many people, lives that book changed, because
Oh, yeah.
the timing he put it out was perfect. Because if I remember right, it was right around when he started with Conan.
Yeah,
And
I think it was.
And
Mm-hmm. It definitely reframes your mindset, and you start realizing that, doing 20, 25 reps of one single movement, it's not going to get you from A to B any quicker. And it's actually going to give you a lot more setbacks in the long run. I understand the hype of like I said, you want to get in there, you want to get it all done so you can have immediate results. You don't get immediate results doing it anyway.
no, doesn't happen that way, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
If it did, a lot more people would stick to their resolutions. I read a chart where it was most gyms, if you retain, I think it was 12% of the people who sign up for New Year's, you're above the curve. So roughly 88% quit.
Wow. That's a crazy statistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got thrown into the bro split right off the bat when I was 14.
That's what I was doing.
Following around, my cousin, and then the gym I was at had the state champion powerlifter at the time for his weight class. Literally, my first chest workout, the consequences of that were for 3 days, I could not have a shirt on or sleep with a sheet on my chest. We did so many bench presses and incline and things like that. So thrown into the bro split at 14 was not ideal.
Mm-mm.
But now, knowing what we know, where would we start people? I guess that's a trick question, isn't it?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of ways to start them depending on their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody said, hey, I'm going to come in 3 times a week and I've got 1 hour.
Yes.
And I'm going to throw this up because we need to preface this, because this is all with people who don't have injuries and other issues. We got to have our little disclaimer. We're not doctors. We can play one on TV.
Yep.
So that's out of the way now.
We're just speaking from our own experiences,
Mm-hmm.
our own opinions. Big leg work. Almost needed.
Yeah.
Did the penguin walk to Jamie?
Amy,
Love
how you
it.
doing? Good to see Amy in
I
here.
still sit in my car after working out and contemplate why I bought a house with so many steps. And so I sit there
yeah,
for a bit.
And when I train, shout out to Vern Gothier. When I trained legs with him every Wednesday, this was back before the whole social media, and I would take a book with me because I had a 5-speed 96 Dodge Shadow at the time. And after legs, it would take me almost 2 hours before I felt comfortable where I could push that clutch and work at the same time, because a lot of times I tried right after the workout and I'd bunny hop that car a lot, not being able to control letting the clutch out. So wait till I had a meal and everything came back down to normal, and
Oh, Brian.
you know, but it was an adventure, and I learned a lot of things to do. I learned a lot of things not to do. You know,
I think
100 reps at the end with a leg press is not the best way to finish off your workout.
no, definitely not. I do think when it comes to first stepping into a gym, don't set up whatever way you decide to work out. Don't set it up to where a week, 2 weeks, a month from starting, you're going to say, I hate going to the gym.
Right.
You will not go back. So whatever you decide to do, if you do a bro split, if you want to go even 2 days a week and do full body workouts 2 days a week, make sure it's something you enjoy doing that you're going to want to go back and do week after week after week, because it's going to be a part of a lifestyle change. And you want to enjoy that. If you don't enjoy it, you won't do it.
Yep.
Yeah, it should never be I have to go to the gym. It should be I get to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And like Mel said, especially starting out, you can do about anything and make progress.
Yeah.
So pick the lifts maybe that you like to do, and then once you get into it a little bit, you've made those changes, because there's certain exercises you hate to do, but that's probably because you need to do some form of it.
Yeah.
To get, like, I hate squatting. I was never any good at it.
Yeah.
But now even with everything I've got going on, it's like a movement I need to incorporate because certain issues dictate I need to strengthen the muscles that you're not going to hit on a leg press or thigh extension or leg curl, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Michael. Yeah, I do. I remember there were several times I tried to get into fitness when I was younger, and I just always felt if I didn't go in there and trained like a bodybuilder, then I shouldn't go at all. You don't have to do that. You can go in there, promise yourself you're going to show up for yourself, for 30 minutes, 3 days a week. 30 minutes, you're going to show up for yourself. That's all. And then it becomes a part of your routine. Guys seem to love that upper body work. Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Amy's right. Guys seem to love upper body more than legs. Normal. It is. Basically because, how can I put this easily? That's the show muscles. That's the beach muscles. You can cover your legs up with shorts. If you get a date, they're not going to know that you got tiny legs till you get home anyway. So by then you're too late.
But it's kind of ironic because women are the complete opposite. And then it's funny because those same women sit there and go, oh, I wish I could just tone my arms a little bit. but you never do upper body day.
And you're so afraid when they say, I want to tone my arms a little bit, they're so afraid that they're going to do 3 sets of 10 with a bicep curl and they're going to skip toning and get right to bulking.
Nope. Been doing this for 8 years and my biceps just started showing about a year ago without being at, you know, a deficit calorie wise. So it's just all a myth.
It is. And when you set people up, it's like, just because you start with one split doesn't mean you got to stick to it either. I mean, yeah.
Right.
I was chatting with, I don't know if it was last night or the night before, but it talked about, you know, if people want to make progress, to me, you know, a full body 2 to 3 times a week. And then you just stick to your compounds because you're just trying to get in shape at that point. You're trying to get used to the gym. So you don't really need to worry about isolation movements. You know, your biceps are going to get work during your back. Triceps are going to get work during your chest and things like that. But the problem is they are really hard.
Yeah.
You know, when you get your compounds lifted, you get tired. So
that's why you always do them at the beginning of the workout, not at the end, because then you won't do them.
Yep. And that's why when even on, you know, my split right now is chest, shoulder, tricep, rest, legs, rest, back, bicep. On chest, shoulder, tricep day, I do all my compound movements first. So I'll do my chest press and shoulder press and close grip press and get the heavy movements out of the way to overload that muscle. And then I'll go back and hit the isolation for cable flies and stuff like that. Because after doing heavy chest and heavy shoulders, the last thing I really want to do is heavy tricep.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why Mondays I do chest and triceps. So I do my heavy benching first, and then I do all my accessory stuff after that. Tuesdays, I do my back squats and front squats, and then I work on my quads. Wednesdays are deadlifts, which I'm always so jealous because Holly's deadlifts are amazing and mine are, I'm trying. So I'll do deadlifts first, and then it's a bunch of back and bicep accessories. And then Thursday, whatever I didn't get done, and this is important, whatever accessories I didn't get done on Monday because I did my compound for benching, on deadlift day, whatever I didn't get done for biceps or possibly back because I was gassed from doing my deadlifts, I will play catch up on Thursdays with those accessories. And that's when I also do shoulders. And then Friday is another leg day because I hate legs the most. So I program them twice for myself. And I will do all of my hamstring and glute stuff that day too. So everybody just has a different way of doing things, and everybody has different strengths as well, which I think is the funnest part of finding out when you go to the gym. Naturally, what are you more predisposed to, I guess, seeing immediate gains on? And when I say immediate, I mean like within a year or two. That's immediate in the world of the gym, yes.
Yeah, it's amazing what muscles you'll see pop first. You know, for me, it's tricep. I don't know if it was because when I was younger, we couldn't really afford to go to the gym, so my dad bought me a weight set, but there was no bench, so I was literally doing floor presses all the time. So I couldn't do a full bench now, so I'm doing that tricep floor press, and it makes you wonder if that wasn't, even if I don't train for weeks and weeks, it's the last thing that seems to start to slim down and say, where my legs will instantly start to go no matter how long. It seems like they're not training legs anymore. They start to atrophy.
Yep. I would be the same way. Unlike Holly. Holly's got the legs and the booty. She don't have issues with any of that.
Amy says, you guys are inspiring me, just waiting for the January rush to be over. Amy, you only got
Amy.
about 4 more weeks.
But same, to be honest.
Back to the gym for you, Amy. Good for her.
Yep. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah, and I actually started doing what Mel does, and I split my leg day up now.
Yeah.
Because I'll do, like I said, I got legs in the middle with a rest, but on those days my leg day would consist of when we'll go with just healthy, inner and outer thigh, because I do not want to tear an abductor while doing a heavy leg press.
Yeah.
And they are important for all your stabilization and your compound movements.
Yep.
So guys, suck it the F up and get on that inner and outer thigh machine.
Honestly, women like to see booties on men too. Just FYI.
Mhm.
We don't like men that have absolutely no behinds. So
You don't like guys that look like an upside down triangle?
no, I'm good. I also don't the guys that their legs are about the size of my arm. That's not a look, guys. Come on. Also, later on in life, you're looking at bending over in the refrigerator to pull out like a head of lettuce and you're gonna throw your back out. Like,
Mhm.
let's work everything out. Functional training, people.
There is a thing to a pleasing aesthetic. A pleasing physique being aesthetic. Men and women having kind of an hourglass shape.
Yep.
Like the Twinkie legs.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Amy said, my landlord's girlfriend gave me a few weights. She's a daily gym person. I think it was a hint.
Aww.
My landlord
for
started
him.
walking again. Good.
It's not easy.
Amy I love the inner and outer thigh machine. I get the
I
weirdest
hate it,
looks,
so
especially from guys
yeah.
when I was doing it regularly, and I'm popping the stack with inner thigh, and they're looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
I don't like it, so I do alternatives using dumbbells.
And I will
Mechanics
too.
are a thing. Some people's mechanics don't work well, and you'll pinch something. So if it doesn't feel right, stop and look for an alternative to work that same muscle.
Yeah, exactly. Because I found out the hard way that machine will give you an imbalance you won't know about.
Yep.
Actually, it was Mike Van Wyck where I tested his hypothesis on doing a machine where you, no matter what you do, you push. So your right could be stronger and you won't know it because the machine's moving.
Yep.
Was lay down with my butt up against the wall and legs straight up and slowly let my right leg open like a pendulum or like a clock motion, like 12 going toward 3. Went as far as I could and came back up. As soon as my leg hit about 10 o'clock, left leg went completely over. Swore to God I tore my groin and just rolled over to pick it back
Oh
up.
no.
It was how imbalanced that left abductor was.
It's a thing. And that's why a lot of people, if you're sleeping on Bulgarians, that's a thing other people don't realize with leg workouts. You can keep it simple. Pick 5 of, I'm going to say it, the more simple and basic ones, and you will over time see the biggest results. You throw in all this weird cable work and whatnot, you're just going to end up hurting yourself, especially for a beginner. Just work on the basics and you'll see results. There's a guy, his name is Booties by Jack, I think is his handle. And he puts out great content about how to keep your leg workouts simple. And then you're not going to hate them either. You get in, you get it done, you're out.
And that's the key, especially if you're one of those people who maybe don't enjoy the gym, you can go in and get it done in less than an hour.
Mhm.
You know, I can promise you that if I had a couple sessions with you to get to know you a little bit, know where your strengths and weaknesses are, within a half hour, I can make it so you're begging me to go home. You know, there's no doubt. You don't have to be there all day. If you're there any longer than that, we'll go an hour and 20 minutes if we say
Mhm.
a workout with a half-hour cardio afterwards.
Yep.
If you're there any longer than that, you're socializing somewhere, or you're on your phone, or you're killing time.
Yep.
You know,
Yep,
there's no
that's me.
reason. Even an hour would be pushing it. You can get a good workout in 3 times a week, half an hour, half-hour cardio, and you're done.
Yep. Just keep it simple. When you start throwing in a bunch of weird stuff with the cables or bands, or you think booty bands are a tool to be used for other stuff, it's not meant to be a sole, like, actual exercise movement. Like, quit with all the extras. It's just going to take up time that most people don't have, right? And time that once it starts adding up, they'll be like, oh, this takes too much time out of my week. I'm not getting stuff done. And I'll just go down to 2 days a week. And then a week later, it's nothing.
Yeah, and what people really screw up, and I actually watched a pretty amazing video the other night. It explains why people as they age do the gains slow down so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it really comes down to recovery. It's no different than, you know, when somebody my age fractures a hip or something, it's going to take me an extra 2 weeks or so compared to somebody like Mel. And it's the same thing with the gym. If you get in there, you don't need to do a 25-year-old workout anymore. You know, just get in and get it done 2 to 3 times a week.
Yep.
Unless, now the only caveat to that is that when I say go to the gym to work out using resistance training, if you're going in and walking and you're using a bike, more power to you.
Mhm.
You only need to weight 2 or 3 times a week.
Yep.
In my opinion. Now, can you do more if you split it up? Your nutrition's right and everything.
Mhm.
But other
Yeah.
than that,
I
so
think
what would be what?
there's a lag on my end. So
Oh, sorry.
you're okay. I think keeping expectations in the realm of reality and away from social media is really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it real. People have jobs. People have kids. Sometimes they have 5 kids. We all have life stuff come up. So realistic expectations. If you can only make it in 3 days a week, don't beat yourself up over it. You have these stupid kids on social media that are being paid to use filters and look so fantastic. And within 8 weeks, you're going to look like this if you go to the gym 6 days a week and beat the crap out of your body.
Yep.
It's not, that's all fictional.
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere near based in reality. So give yourself a break. If you're showing up for 30 minutes, fantastic. And like Brian said, if that's just the form of showing up, getting on the treadmill for a half hour, great. Guess what? That's a half hour worth of walking you weren't going to do if you didn't show up for yourself.
Right.
Every little bit counts.
Exactly. So if Joe Blow comes in off the street now and says, I want to work out 3 days a week. First thing we need to do is, like you said, find out what his goals are, make sure they're within reason. And as you pointed out on another show, baby steps to those goals.
Yep.
I mean, I would honestly say, let's start with an upper-lower split.
Yep.
Because in over 3 weeks, everything gets worked 3 times. You know, the hardest part too is keeping people. You want them to come back, so you don't want to make it unfun. So maybe if they want an extra bicep exercise, like maybe it's really not necessary.
Yeah.
You know what? Throw it at them. It's not going to kill them, as long as you emphasize, or somebody. If it's going to be make or break, where somebody wants to work their booty 3 times a week, make it. So, the most important split is one you're going to stick to.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the upper body and lower body keeps it simple for people.
Yep. And, I think for me, it would be upper and lower body, like you're saying. That's 2 days. And then a third day, maybe do a half hour of cardio and throw in some mobility work. Because a part of the reason why people don't come back is because, oh, well, I've done this in the gym. Now I'm really sore and I hate how sore I feel and this and that. Well, a part of combating that is recovery. And a part of that is working on your mobility.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if I could do it all over again as a beginner, it'd be upper body, lower body, and a mobility day with some cardio, just to ease into it, keep myself showing up for myself week after week.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Holly? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I just, like I said, I am all for, like, if someone were to come into the gym like today, I would tell them, if they didn't know how to start, I'd suggest the consultation and the trainer, because for me that works the best, because I have no idea how to split everything up. I've always done it where people have told me what to do. So I would do that. And then I've always teach people my mobility, because my stretching is what makes me lift heavy.
Stretching, also something else that people should pay attention to. Like Holly does a lot of static stretching, and it's fantastic for her. It works for her. Me, on the other hand, I have hypermobility. If I did static stretching, I would hurt myself. So I have to do dynamic stretching. And these are all things that you learn over time, that there's a little bit of a difference, but you have to listen to your body and see what your body's asking for. It'll tell you. It will tell you.
Yeah, Amy's asking about stretching. And to be honest, I wish I would have done more of it when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
Especially post-workout.
Yeah.
Because, they've shown, you get a lot of the meatheads, we'll call them, because it's a compliment from back in the 80s and 90s. But now they've actually shown where even just stretching that fascia out, will help increase, strength a certain percentage.
Yep.
So, but it is something, as Mel said, there's passive and what was the other term? Static.
Dynamic and static stretching, yeah.
Dynamic. So, Dorian Yates actually advocates like dynamic stretching, especially before leg day.
Yep.
Because static stretching is literally like stretching a cold rubber band. If you do it pre-workout, can actually muff you up a little bit.
Yep. Unless you're a freak like Holly. Yep.
That's how I warm up, though. So I stretch for 45 minutes, so 30 to 45 minutes before I even lift. And I have to, because my hips are so tight that it's just what my body's used to. And if I don't, then I hurt myself.
And a lot of people utilize the percussion guns, which are great. Yeah. It helps with circulation and recovery. For the fascia and stuff, I like to use a gua sha blade. That helps a lot.
What?
A gua sha blade? Sports massage therapists use it.
Oh, okay.
It breaks up all that fascia.
In my head, I'm sitting there, all of a sudden the Sawzall pops into my head, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's what I use. It hurts, so I'm just going to lop it off. That
guess
leg can go.
that's one way to wait.
No, well, some days it kind of feels that way, don't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So as we wind her down,
Yeah.
what do you tell people when they come in? How do I work out?
Normally, I don't know. Normally, the people have a general idea. I always tell them when they come into the gym. I always tell them that they have any questions, they can ask me, and then we'll figure out the machines because I don't use the machines. So, and, and I've always, I tell people that if they need help with their form or if they need me to show them how to do something, then I'll be more than willing to help them do whatever. But I would personally not feel comfortable giving them like, oh, you should do this and this and this and this. I do tell people if they're like trying to power lift like me that you don't need to do 25 reps of something. I'm like, just do 5 and then move up to your weight. You don't need to do a crap load of reps
Yep.
and sets. You can just do 5 and then move up because that's not your max. And then eventually start with low weight and then each week move your way up to what you think your heaviest weight would be.
Yeah.
Amy, machines. I was just going to compliment the machines because a lot of these things do make it much easier. Some of these are pretty much idiot proof, but not quite. You always find a few still.
Yeah.
But you throw suggestions out, and then you go to me. This is what once I get that number, how many times will you be here? Then can go. Because I personally don't want to see them where they're thinking I got to be here 2 hours to finish this workout.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I try to leave them with a couple compound movements. If it's a guy, throw in the show muscle one, throw in a bicep curl, throw in a push down for the tricep. Try to get him to do legs, not ignore them. And then if they do it for a week or two and they're not happy with it, I anybody I see that I talk to, I always try to follow up. Hey, how's it going? And if it's like I'm bored, I'm doing this, it's like, oh, okay, well, let's change this.
Yeah.
And throw in maybe if the legs are too much for them, do like melanite and split them up. Because it kills me to sit there and do a heavy leg press and then want to go in there with deadlift. It's like I have no energy for that. So my hamstrings are up.
Nope. I do think, like that kid came into the gym and he's like, I don't know, I think I need to get a trainer. I don't really know what to do. And I referred him to you. And then I went into the back room for something and he goes, hey. And I was like, yeah. He goes, I don't really know where to start. It's been like years since I've been in a gym. Like, that's okay. It's not a big deal. And he's like, I said, well, what are you trying to do? And he's like, well, I want to bulk. I want to get big. And I'm like, okay. He's on the smaller side. I'm like, well, why don't you start out with just upper body day and a lower body day? And he's
Perfect.
like, oh, okay. And I'm like, and stick with the lower workable weight, if you're doing accessories, and just go in the 10 to 12 range for your reps, maybe do 3 sets, and just keep it simple. Don't overdo it, because you're not going to get from A to B in 4 weeks. But I more or less get, because we have a nice gym community. And if people need help with machines, it's usually, Mel, how does this work? And I hear from across the gym, and it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. Or I get asked about nutrition. That's probably the number one thing I get asked about is nutrition.
Hmm.
Which is good because they're all equally important. So
Yep.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, keep it simple. No need
Yep.
to overdo it or overcomplicate things. Keep it simple. Take the pressure off, keep it simple, have fun with it so you keep showing up for yourself.
Yep.
Amy, you don't have to eat 5 pounds of steak every day.
Oh, I wish I could. But 5 ounces is a little on the low side. Can I get an 8 maybe?
That's right.
I'm hungry. I need dinner.
No, I think that's a perfect spot to end it because Mel summed it up quite nicely. So keep it simple.
Yep.
You will figure a split out that works for you. Don't give up because you don't like the one you're on.
Yep. And maybe you like doing CrossFit instead. Who knows? Try them all.
Yep.
That's right. I didn't even think of, because I got thrown right into the iron. A lot of people, maybe they should do a few classes first just to get a basic feel for things and how the body feels and then go into some weightlifting.
Yep.
So what's the best split? For you.
Yep. Whatever you're going to stick with.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, simplicity. Hard to tell a young man that, though. Well, hard to tell a young person.
Of course. Yeah.
Amy, you too. Thank you so much.
Thanks for stopping in, Amy.
Always appreciate it. So
The nice
What's
comments and questions.
it is. The Amy creates a nice, intelligent questions, but intelligent responses. So
Yep.
it's always good.
Yeah.
Always good when the chat's being vocal to a degree. So we've seen a few in here that I think Dave Huff is lurking in the chat from what I was reading. So yes, Dave, haircut. But for now, why don't we give this a wrap for tonight? And we'll go out and start and enjoy on our weekend, as cold as it is. Bear picked his head up and he's like, I'm ready. All right, everybody. As they say on this channel, coast to coast around the world, everybody have a great night, and we will see you next week when I find the right one here. Here we go.